What? Not a five's game time. DK, what's our rules? Are you the play-by-play? Wait,
I
what do they call it?
yeah,
Is it like
it's
there's like a color commentator or something?
color, play-by-play, and there's one more I think. I'm not sure though,
Oh, oh shoot. Gotta
but
put
it's
two
fine.
roles on
Uh, yeah, I could do play-by-play. I'm more of a play-by-play person, I think.
for sure. What? Not a five's game time. What are our sponsors for the day, DK? DK, what's our
Our
rules? Are you the
hmm,
play-by-play?
our
Wait,
sponsors
what do they
for
call
the
it?
day.
Is it like
First, we have obviously our UCLA KASA being the host of this whole tournament.
oh, for
Uh,
sure.
I don't know, Matt. Do you have any sponsors that you could think of?
Oh yeah, I heard Nathan's team's actually just signed with the Denev Warriors.
The Denev
So
Warriors? Ah, okay, okay.
they're gonna be serving a whole lot of grease with their gameplay. And Justin, big rivals on the Rift, they just signed with the B plate connoisseurs.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's a little bit heated. The founders have been exchanging blows on Twitter or which one has the better food. But let us know in chat. B plate versus Denev because Feast isn't open. Sag.
True.
Oh, Ben.
Yep. Feel free to throw in the chat your own opinions.
B plate. That's the B plate connoisseurs. Yep. I know it's a new org actually. Um, founded by Double Lift Twin a long time ago.
My opinion, really close matchup between the two, you know. Both incredibly big orgs.
Yeah, it is. It should be noted that the B plate connoisseurs are relatively new to the League of Legends professional scene.
Mhm.
They're more known for their accolades in Cooking Mama.
Mm.
However, Justin is trying to change the game. He
Mm.
is running into some stiff competition from the Denev Warriors. Not only is Nathan a great captain, but Ben 10 fan 81 Jaden is an absolute beast on the Rift.
Mm. That's very true. And honestly, even if they are new to the league scene, they got a really nice team going here. I feel like really strong. Really seems like they could compete in this situation. I feel like we could see a lot from them, even if they are new to the competitive league scene.
For sure. We were actually unsure about the roster for the B play connoisseurs until about 20 minutes ago. Their star 80 carry, who was a last season diamond, wasn't we weren't sure he was gonna make it, but he came through, came out for the big match, so it should be a good time.
Hmm. Really looking forward to seeing the starting 80k play.
So DK, what notes from looking at yesterday's game and seeing the Denev Warriors crush, sadly my team. Uh, what do you think the B play connoisseurs have to do to take this series home?
I really think the people connoisseurs take really good skirmishes, try and win in numbers as much as possible, especially try and make sure that Benton Fan 81 obviously doesn't get a lead on you because once he gets that lead, he'll make it bigger and it's really tough to come back from behind when he gets that lead.
Hmm. Yeah, just talking from experience, I think Mr. Ben 10 just plays the map exceptionally well,
Mhm,
constantly checking for where they have vision and playing where they have vision, and it's extremely difficult to gank the Denev Warrior himself. So
mhm.
we'll see if they can achieve getting the late night.
So Matt, based on your prior experience with the B play connoisseurs, what do you think the Denev Warriors have to watch out for mainly while going into this
Um,
matchup?
I, honestly, I was fortunate enough to fill in for the B Play Connoisseurs yesterday during some of their scrims, and they got some nice talent in certain lanes. I think Justin is a real dark horse, Mr. President Busty, our JR's brother. Uh, he can definitely take the game into his own hands. However, I am not sure what role he's actually playing.
Hmm.
Uh, and then I just think in general they're pretty evenly matched. It's just going to be a battle of their macro. and making sure that let's say either the B play connoisseurs AD carry or the Denev Warriors mid laners is whoever gets more fed.
Mm, yep. Really curious to see the matchup, and I think we will be going to the pick phase soon. Really curious to see what champions come out. Could also completely shape the game as well.
Hmm. I expect the B play connoisseurs to be really targeting Jaden in his champ pool.
Hmm.
Because if you do let him get on a champion like Victor, the game will be completely run over.
Mm. I'd have to agree, especially in the current meta. Victor has been really rising up the ranks. Really strong mid laner. And with that, it seems there is a slight delay, but it, that's completely fine.
Definitely. Um, I like to draw attention to a member that just joined the call. Sir Ratib, it is his birthday today, so if we could all wish him a happy birthday in the chat.
Yay, everyone! Happy birthday, Rati!
Very happy birthday to you.
And
This
with that, yep,
oh,
go ahead.
just gonna say this birthday is sponsored by Rendezvous.
Ronde sponsored birthday.
But anyways, it looks like we are into the draft. I believe there's the TF ban. Yeah, TF is Jaden or Ben 10 8 fan 81's most played champion. And honestly, he would run over the map with that, so that's a good ban.
Morgana Irelia bands also coming in.
Justin is known for his being close to an Irelia one trick in the top lane, or actually just being exceptionally good on the champ, so it's a good ban. Yep, there's the Victor.
There is the Victor ban. A lot of mid lane bans coming in, obviously from the red side. We were expecting it. And curious to see what bans the blue side will go for. Malphite.
Malphite, that's very interesting. I'm not sure who they're targeting with that one.
And the Thresh ban onto Nathan, as obviously stated. Nathan, incredible showing on Thresh last year. Don't want history to repeat itself. I think that was a smart ban as well.
I completely agree. He absolutely wrecked my team last year with his highlights on Thresh. And I think that's one champ we kept banning yesterday as well.
And Malphite, a pretty solid pick actually. Very easy to play, very powerful in team fights. Maybe the purpose behind the ban to make sure that they can't approach onto the mid lane Ben 10 Fan 81 so that he could get some spacing.
I like to bring attention to the 80 carry pick for the B play connoisseurs. It appears they have picked Vayne spotting. Now Vayne is notorious for her ability to carry late game, but it will remain seen how Nathan's Denev Warriors shape up, because they are known to draft such a fearsome team comp and team fighting, and they might be really easy to lock down a Vayne.
And the Caitlyn pick comes out. In terms of range, obviously Caitlyn has the upper edge on Vayne, able to attack from further away. But Vayne is just a really powerful pick right now, if I remember correctly. Really good, like really solid laning for a champion that's weaker into the early and mid game. But I feel like it helps you scale in. The Shen comes out once again.
Yeah. I think one thing to note from the Denev Warriors is they like to play a very safe bot lane, as we saw in yesterday's games. So in general, they're going to be playing 80 carries who have a lot of range or ability to escape from situations like Xayah, or in this case, we have the range with Caitlyn. And in general, they just want to set up a team fight. So with Shen, they're going to be making sure that they're going to be playing around Jaden most likely, and making sure that he won't die in a side lane. And then they're just making sure that they can't get picked on bot lane with a really nice early fight and just laning presence with Leona Caitlyn.
And we get a LeBlanc ban once again onto the mid lane. Blue side has yet to pick mid lane. Probably going to try and counter pick, get the best matchup possible for the mid lane.
Yeah, it does look like, though, unfortunately, because they are blue side, Justice teams can decide to wait until the very end to see what Jaden's going to pull out. But there is going to be a huge skill difference in the mid lane, regardless. So it shouldn't be too bad for Ben 10 Fan 81.
And we do see the Nunu ban. Not entirely sure who it's focus banning, but Nunu is a solid jungle pick right now. And Silas comes out.
Silas is a good ban. However, I do know that Ben 10 Fan 81 can also pull out a little bit of Corki, who is notoriously strong in this meta. So if comes out, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to deal with the mixed damage.
I feel like my main question here comes with the Silas ban, because I feel like there aren't that many great ultimates for Silas to take against this comp. Like
Definitely.
Vayne and Karma, a little bit unconfident about those ultimate steals.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think the Silas ban was not the correct decision, just based off of what ults they have. But to be fair, Jaden did show 2 strong games on Silas yesterday, with good laning presence and understanding the champion. So they just might be banning out the champion.
They do pick the Fizz though.
That gives Ben 10 Fan 81 the counter pick, which is kind of scary.
Fizz, also a very commonly talked about champion in the league community, having an E ability that can practically dodge any ability, take no damage from.
No way. Is Jaden playing Heimerdinger? That is sexy.
Wow, and we do see Rammus as well.
Wait, I gotta ask you, DK. I think that the Nev Warriors are kind of playing for fun here with the Heimerdinger pick.
I think so as well.
And I believe it is the classic River Shen for the Nev Warriors. They showed that yesterday. They don't really care exactly about the farming on the Shen, but more just the presence and the ability to show up in the team fights.
Actually,
which in a solo,
I think Ben 10 Fan 81 might be rocking the Tryndamere.
Oh, now a Tryndamere mid? Oh my lord!
Tryndamere did see mid lane meta a little bit into right before Worlds last year, and
For sure,
we might be seeing it come back.
That does kind of make sense with the melee matchup versus Fizz. He is harder for him to get punished in lane, and I don't really foresee a angle where Fizz is one-shotting Tryndamere due to his ult. I do like the Rammus pickup though. It does work well, really, especially against the Tryndamere, Caitlyn. Obviously, we got some AP damage from the Heimerdinger, but Rammus jungle is making a little bit of resurgence right now on the Rift.
Completely agree. Although, my main concern with Rammus would come with when Heimerdinger does have a setup up. Will be incredibly hard. Even with the taunt off, the turrets will probably get serious damage onto the Rammus.
That is true. With the Rammus ult though, and a Karma good shield, I think they might be doing just a go in and die and distract the other team for a little bit.
Same as yesterday, a lot of very strong frontline coming in from both teams. Staying really consistent to how these teams play.
I think it's really interesting to note that yesterday, Nathan's Denev Warriors drafted a very team fight focused comp, very front to back. That's not the case right now with their comp. We see Heimerdinger in general is wanting to be having the team dive onto him, but then Shen and Tryndamere are often diving into the team. So it's a little bit of a disjointed team comp, which is why I noted that they might be playing a little bit for fun.
And I see a lot of comments in the chat relating to Arcane. We do see 2 Arcane champions actually here, Caitlyn and Heimerdinger. So, really, really interesting to see how the Denev Warriors will show off these incredibly now popular champions due to that show.
Completely agree. I myself haven't actually watched Arcane yet, but I heard raving reviews about it.
Highly recommend. I think you should watch it.
I'll take you up on that suggestion. For those who are wondering about the spectator delay we are seeing, so Champion Select is finished. However, to preserve match integrity, there is a 3-minute delay that we do watch the games on, so that the players themselves are not looking at the stream or to see information that they are not actually given in game. Because this game does rely on information such as vision and knowing where the team and the other team members are at times. And that is given when we are spectating the game because we can see everything.
Mhm. Yep. And no, just looking forward to great match between both teams. They're probably already on the rift at this point. Maybe already on maybe first or second creep waves, but honestly, just super excited. A key matchup I'd actually like to pull to is in the bot lane. Two of my littles here are going at it. One on ADC Caitlyn and one on the support on the other side is Karma. So very curious to see how that civil war will turn out between them.
Now that is spicy, if I do have to say so myself.
Hmm.
As we load into the game, one question I have to ask you, DK: which players on each team do you think are in standing to win the Gene Block MVP award?
Honestly, after such a strong showing yesterday, it's really hard not to bring out Benton Fanity One's name here. Um,
Hmm.
he just had such a strong showing, really good CSing, really good laning, really good presence just throughout the whole map. Like, I just think everything he was able to do in that game just brought so much help to his team. And
Definitely. What about the B play connoisseurs? Anyone you're looking for
B
the?
play connoisseurs,
Mhm.
I think I'd like to pull eyes to the Vayne pick for Ait Rasishi. I also feel like under the right circumstances, JRJ's brother
Mhm.
on the
Mhm.
Rammus could also be incredibly powerful going into this game.
DK, is it pause? Like, is it supposed to keep going or?
This my client does this sometimes, so I think I'm gonna just have to reopen it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, we're sorry for the delay, everybody. I know you are on your seats in anticipation for this marquee matchup. I assure you that we'll be getting it on very soon. And that whatever technical difficulties you see here, Riot Games does it way worse.
Yo, you don't gotta talk shit. Hey, man, that's my job. Completely here.
Just kidding.
But now we do get into the match, and we will be skipping over the interface.
And feel free to interact with us. We are reading the chat. Let us know who you might be rooting for on each team, or shout out anybody. And feel free to ask questions if you are not sure about how the gameplay might work.
Yep. And yeah. No invade coming in from both teams.
Wait, DK, you're not streaming.
Oh, whoops. And there we go. Um,
Okay.
Luckily, laning phase hasn't started yet. Nothing has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, so just to explain real quick, what we see right now on the map, uh, this game is played a lot based off what is called creep waves. That's how you can get XP, gold, and build advantages. We're seeing the first creep waves basically meet right now in all 3 lanes. And laners are now like really facing off against each other. So right now we see a little bit of a favorable trade going to Jaden. As expected, because he's facing on a melee versus melee matchup against the Fizz, he is able to be more confident, build up his fury against the wave, and then charge in with the empowered crits against a Fizz that is much a little bit more squishier.
yep. Can already see CS gaps occurring onto all of the lanes. Honestly, Red Team's comp is not the most ideal, especially at this level 1 point, so even if you do see them coming behind, I feel like they're in a completely fine spot.
We gotta engage already.
Engage in from the Leona, and the first blood does go over to the blue team.
That was very well played. They pushed the lane, got level 2, and engaged right away. Um, in general, that was a little bit questionable. I guess it might be because of the Vayne pick. Usually, you should never really let Leona even touch the wave, especially when you're playing Karma. With your mantra Qs, you should be zoning her off. But I believe that they might have gone a first touch on the wave. And also want to point out something that's very interesting. We have Justin in the jungle. He's not known for his jungling. I would say it's one of his weaker roles. So it's really interesting that they decided to put him on the Rammus.
Oh,
We got
Ben
Invader
10
ready.
Fan
Holy.
81 invading all the way into the red side jungle. He does smite to heal, but he will flash out. And Fizz trying to get some extra chip damage, but the electrocute damage comes out. JoJo's brother might go down here, no flash available. And Baker Cholo does get out safely with the playful trickster. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
just
ability.
it's just very good. Once again, map awareness by the Denev Warriors. With a crashing wave in top lane, Urgot is basically not able to move against Heimerdinger. Jaden is basically destroying the mid lane matchup, so he has first prio on every single wave. And then you know that a Rammus is basically helpless against an invade if you don't have laners moving. So it was just very clean invade in general. That shows you the importance of basically getting prio in your laning assignments.
We do see an aggress from the red team. They do go in a little bit too far in a 4v3 situation. Can Rammus get out of here safely? He's walking. The heal does come out and he will get out to safety. A little bit of a scary situation though for the red team right there.
Yeah, once again, I think Nathan's Warriors basically demonstrated yesterday they're not afraid to give up CS in the jungle for making plays. So they're gonna, if you see a lot of times, they're gonna be pushing into the enemy jungle. They're gonna be trying to get his eyes on the enemy jungler so that when Jaden gets prio with his pushing waves, he's just gonna roam wherever he wants to and basically take over the rift. And I don't think this matchup in the mid lane is gonna get any better for Fizz. Fizz, they can basically never go in because Trinamir will just run him down. And then at the top side, as expected, it's a really rough matchup for an Urgot. If Justin ever does make his way up to the Heimerdinger, it's basically free pickings as long as they don't get hit by a stun. But basically, I think in draft-wise, in terms of just laning, the Denev Warriors have it won in basically every lane.
Yep, a really strong showing from the Denev Warriors. Continuing the streak off of yesterday, just trying their best. If they get the 2 wins here, probably favored, or most likely, yeah, going to be the winners of this round robin tournament.
And for the people just watching, I'm not sure exactly what they're seeing. So we can point out a couple of things for the spectators. So in the bottom right corner, that's what we call the mini map. So it's going to show the whole map in the area which is called Summoner's Rift, which is what we're playing on. There are 2 sides of Summoner's Rift, red and blue side. As we see, there is a gank going on mid lane. No avail. Trinamir has too much mobility. But what I was saying, there's 2 sides, the red and blue side. And in general, the game starts off with like a halfway point called the river that splits the 2 sides. So your ability to get vision into the enemy team side is incredibly important to tracking their movements. As we see, a flash being blown mid lane. And for those who don't know what that is, every champion comes with 2 summoner spells into the game that are kind of like something they can use to empower them. So flash is an ability where you instantaneously basically dash or teleport to a location to dodge something or close the gap. Others such as teleport allow you to TP anywhere on the map. There are caveats to that, but I won't go into too much detail.
And blue team does take the dragon here. Red team absolutely no vision towards that dragon. Only into the bot lane bush. That pink ward, but was not able to get enough value, and just 2 pushed in all lanes, especially mid and bot. So that was just a free dragon onto the blue side. Really good take by them.
Yeah, and I think we can see right now, the number's a little bit fuzzy, but we have at least a 2K, almost 2K gold lead already for the blue team. Just 7.5 minutes in, just due to the CS discrepancies. It was important we saw, as DK was talking, that they were able to steal the blue buff away from Justin. Having the flash bone in the mid lane and no lane prio, it's basically a given that there's going to be constant invades into the jungle, even when all of blue side jungle is already up still.
Tryndamere does expend the ghost, not going to get anything, but he does have the ultimate, and Fizz has no mana. Rammus is a
No
little
E.
far, he will get
Yep.
the kill.
Yeah, that's basically what's going to happen in lane. It's not going to get better. Fizz is already down almost 30 CS, and as Tryndamere just builds more and more damage, I don't really see anywhere in the comp that they can actually kill him with, unless a Vayne, obviously.
Karma walks up a little too far, not spotting Leon in the bush, and does take quite a chunk of damage from that.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, probably not going to see too much action here. Red team should be playing a little bit safer, opting more for the late game Vayne carry.
It's going to be hard for their team. While Vayne is a hyperscaler into the late game, I wouldn't say Urgot, Rammus, Fizz are like the best late gamers, especially when you're trying to run into, a 6/5 item, Heimerdinger. And then on the flip side, Tryndamere scaling into the late game can get crazy. So we'll see how they proceed, but I do want to see them make proactive plays at least, not just fold over in terms of CS, or overload the map on one side, trade a tower for a tower. At least you're getting XP and getting some gold, and then forcing yourself not to have to keep staying in these lanes.
Rammus getting pushed out of his jungle, not even able to take his own Krugs. They will probably try and get the dive into Urgot. Oh, but they will get the kill into Urgot. No one goes down on the blue team. Heimer was low on mana, and Fizz is nearby, but also Shen roaming up to the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, with a Shen ult, it's basically guaranteed that in no situation the Nev Warriors will ever actually be in a spot of danger, unless there's a man advantage for the B play connoisseurs. They just don't have any damage right now. I mean, the damage coming out from the Fizz at this point, or a Rammus, is pretty minuscule compared to the shield that you can get from Shen.
And I think even with this disadvantage though, red team's hope surprisingly comes in the form of a Karma. That mantra shield in the team fights can be really critical actually.
Yeah, so at this point we're seeing Jaden basically ignore Fizz. He still has ult. Fizz is dead, and he dove again. Oh, and that's a kill of the bot lane.
Wow. 6-0. Not really looking good for the red side right now. Huge gold deficit already.
I just think with yesterday's practice already, the Nev Warriors just know how to play around, and they understand the identity of their team and their respective roles. It just appears that they understand where to move at what times, and they really are rallying behind Jaden as the main carry.
Yep. Jaden here already having a 400 gold bounty. Kraken's there already picked up. He's probably gonna start doing so much damage already.
Yeah, I mean he's just turbo fed right now. They've not only have they taken down first turret mid lane, giving him insane amounts of gold, but he has 3 kills to his name, almost 100 CS, and we're barely about to hit the 12-minute mark. Considering the amount of roaming that he's done, that's pretty good.
Yep.
But all this talk about Jaden, we shouldn't, subtract from the fact that every single lane basically for the Nev Warriors is dominating.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, DK, is there any, way that you see these B-play connoisseurs getting back into the game?
I think the B-play connoisseurs' main scaling would come in from their bot lane right now. I know that Leona's really strong team fighter, but I really feel like Vayne's late game presence and the potential that Karma carries as a support into a team fight is really big and cannot be completely ignored. I don't think it's impossible, but I do see it being incredibly difficult into the situation right now.
Completely agree.
And blue team having complete control over the map onto the bot side jungle. Wards all over, even into the red side jungle. Looking really tough for the red side. Not a lot of vision all around the map.
Yeah, I think once again we're gonna see a dive in the top lane. Tryndamere has ult. We have a Shen ult ready. Even with the Rammus moving up, it's about too late. And yep, that's another kill.
But the shutdown on the
Jaden didn't ult. He did not ult. I'm not
still
sure.
Has it.
Little bit of Jensen special, not pressing the R right there. That is an 800 gold shutdown given over to Ducky Momo Senpai, which is pretty big on the Urgot, considering he is, I believe, building Hull Breaker, if that is the correct item. It looks like he's trying to play for lane and the split push.
If Hullbreaker comes out and red team tries and denies blue team's strength in team fighting, I feel like they'll actually be fine here.
This is really good. We see that they're pushing the advantage. They know that Jaden is dead, so they're really trying to find it. Shen, while he can teleport in, it's not necessarily the most damage, and we do
Fizz
have an
also
ult
comes in here. The ultimate doesn't kill in time, but Fizz is here, and they will get the kill onto Shen here most likely. But Heimerdinger does get out to safety. The timing.
I would say that is advantageous still. For the B-play connoisseurs, just because in the end they do win out in the long-term exchange in terms of gold, and alleviating some pressure on the map. That being said, there is a massive blade being pushed into turrets in the mid lane, and it's just continual XP and gold being lost for the B-play connoisseurs.
Yeah, B-play connoisseurs really have to play the map just so meticulously to get back into this one. Every single CS XP that they could get from the creeps is so valuable to them right now. Trying to close that huge gap that they already have.
We got engaged, so we got an ult in by Nathan. That was a pretty good attempt, but you know the CC chain from a Caitlyn Leona is just a little bit too much.
Such a fast kill coming in. The Caitlyn ultimate might kill here. Oh, he barely survives, but Tryndamere is here and they're going to die. He just stands there.
He's just standing there. Oh my gosh, he knows.
He lost all hope knowing that he's just dead in that situation.
I mean, we are 15 minutes in DK and it's about an 8,000 goal lead for the blue team, so.
Yeah. Looking really tough for the red team.
I'm just waiting for them to do some desperation play. Oh, that is a good gank in the top lane. Shen is a little bit far, and you can... Ooh.
Will they get the kill here before the Shen can get here?
That is good.
But do they know the Shen is here? They do. And they should be able to get out here safely. Good ganking from the red team. Good aggressive playstyle to really try and get back into this one.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to bring to attention a rune choice. So, yesterday, Nathan's Denev Warriors did play Shen in the jungle and accidentally, or I don't know if intentionally, took Grasp of the Undying on Shen in the jungle, which is a little bit int. They do seem to have learned their lesson and have taken press to attack this time around.
Shen does take the rift here, but 3 red team members coming over. But Tryndamere is around. They probably will just back up to safety.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they need to take a very lopsided... Ooh, that is an engage from Justin.
Into the engage, trying to get the kill onto the Caitlyn, but a little bit too deep into the turret. I don't think they'll be able to get that one. A 1v1 situation up in the top lane. Tryndamere probably having his ult, confident that he can get the kill. The ultimate suppressed, but there is the Tryndamere ultimate. Will he get out safely? He does. He survives with the E out from the turret range.
Yeah, I think in that situation, the only way that there is a possible outplay is if Urgot hits his E there. And he really just needs to play the CC chain, because while he ults a Tryndamere and the Tryndamere won't die, it does, you know, waste valuable seconds on the Tryndamere ult. But with Jaden dodging the E, it's basically game over, because you can just DPS too high.
Yep. And it is Chemtech Soul, and Blue team did get their third dragon. They're one away from soul point, and it's looking really tough for the red team here to come back. Matt, can you imagine a Tryndamere that fed, but also having Chemtech Soul?
I mean, Chemtech Soul is unbelievably broken. I'm not sure what the balance team thought when they decided to give everybody Scion passives that they can also use your abilities on. I mean, for champions that require resets like Pyke, it's an instant nightmare. And not to mention the Chemtech map, which is also, in my opinion, a complete joke. Like, invisibility throughout the rift, you can't even ward for it, and you just have random Scry blooms. It's ridiculous. It's honestly a super broken dragon.
And blue team just complete control over the entire jungle. It's just looking so bad for the red team right now. Just a 10k gold deficit.
Yeah, I think we can see right now what I'm talking about with the map. So, in a game where a team is winning heavily, they can't. The losing team can't even basically have vision in their own jungle because now there's invisibility zones. So their regular wards don't work. And so what we see right now is that the Denev warriors, all they're doing is standing in the invisibility zones in the jungle and waiting for Justice team just to take one footstep in the wrong direction just to jump and kill them.
Yep. But even with this 10k gold deficit, I would like to recall a moment in which there was a team that was able to come back from a 10k gold deficit. They had an incredible teamfight comp. So, although red team doesn't have that sort of a comp, you know, can't completely count them out of that one. But this team fight down
that
mid,
might have been a caster's curse, DK, because
not gonna lie,
the red team just got wiped.
The red team did get wiped there. 3 members going down, only Fizz and Vayne left. Blue team does take the inhib. Honestly, don't think that's the greatest inhib take. Fizz does go aggressive, trying to get a kill into the Vayne. Will get
Oh, that
one.
is a good shutdown for the Vayne. To talk about your point about the best inhib take, I do agree. It could be questionable taking an inhib this early, but there are a couple notes we should keep in mind. While this inhib is down, Soul Point Dragon will spawn, and Baron is already up. So, yeah, there might be some golden XP funneled into the red team side. There is enough objectives on the map for the blue team to more than make up for that. And then once they do attain, let's say in the near future, the Chemtech Soul and a Baron, it's a pretty easy push with the super minions to end the game.
I would have to agree. Even though usually taking inhib this early is recommended against, because Soul Point Dragon is up soon, I think that extra added pressure is really important actually for the blue team.
Yep. Right now, all the red team can basically do is play the vision game and hope to make picks. But then again, with a Shen, it's basically really hard to really make a pick on the map, which is why the Shen pick is so good for the Denev warriors.
Ducky Momo Senpai just getting run down. 3 levels down, just what can you do in that situation?
Yeah, and then we got the Denev warriors now taking Baron. With pushing waves on all side, Tryndamere doesn't even have to be there. The Baron's basically free. So that is like an extra 1,500 gold and experience points into their pockets. How does that eat a Pringle?
Yeah, Baron, such a huge Baron advantage. Honestly, I feel like blue team can honestly just try and force a team fight down the mid lane. Oh, but this kill might go over to the Vayne. Will they be able to kind it
Tryndamere
out?
is dead here. That should be a death. That is a really good outplay. I do believe right there, that's another case of playing for fun by Jaden. He is trying to make the plays, but a Vayne in this situation can.
A little too hard though.
Yeah, playing again with the vision from the Denev warriors. They're really taking over the jungle. So one foot in the wrong direction, and you're basically dead.
Yep.
We do got a Soul Point Dragon spawning very soon. I believe our Ben 10 fan 81 will still be up. Ooh, that is a fizzle. That is a good ult.
But Shen ultimate comes out. Oh, and Karma gets picked down so low. Will they be able to survive in this situation? Leona flashes on. Will Urgot be
Yeah,
able to train
Nathan.
anything?
Ooh, he misses the ult. Ugh. That's a little
Fizz
bit of
going in.
a
Gets the
G. It's a little bit
trade.
GG unlucky.
Little bit of a bad fight for the red team once again. Wow, blue team just flying away with this game.
Put your eyes into the left top corner. We can see Ducky Momo Senpai in all chat saying my ult with a little bit of a face next to it. He understands that it went a little bit in the wrong direction with a little bit of friendly banter. I like to say that he also said this is a warm-up game, by the way. Looks like, wow, this game might be completely in the Nev Warriors' advantage. The B play connoisseurs are confident that they can bring it back, at least maybe in the next game.
And a lot of comments about the arcane characters, arguments between Jinx and Vi and Caitlyn. You know, maybe comment down below if you watched Arcane, who you thought was one of your favorite characters from Arcane.
I do have to say that while I do love the hype around Arcane, I was not so pleased with some of the Arcane buffs that they give to the champions just because they got popular. Kind of seemed a little sussy, if I had to say so myself.
That is true. A very, very intricate marketing strategy.
Yes, very good marketing strategy, but not as good for the game, I would say.
We do have a question in the chat. Who are the casters' favorite characters? I believe Matt here hasn't watched it, but I myself am a big Echo fan from the show.
I think I could take it more general, not talking specifically about Arcane. I have not watched it, unfortunate. But I guess I could say out of the Arcane characters, the only one I have basically played for like a lot is Echo. So I would agree with DK. And now we got a team fight in the bot lane. And it looks like this is red team's last breath. We don't even have Tryndamere in the team fight, but it's about to be a 4-0 wipe.
Oh, Vayne tries to get the last kill, but won't be able to clutch
unlucky.
it.
He did manage to kill off Nathan, but at the expense of the game. So GG was a good try, but I mean, I just think the early lead was just insurmountable for the red team. And so as we wrap up them hitting the base and killing the Nexus, let me ask you, DK, who should get the Gene Block MVP award for this game?
I would really just have to give it to Benton Fan 81. He just really played really well, but honestly, I think other than him, like to keep an eye on Pokeball right here. 707. He does have a perfect KDA with really good performance, and also Kyungmin getting really good engages for his team.
Yeah, that was a stellar performance from the Caitlyn. I do have to agree. Honestly, just very good lane presence in general and playing really well with the Leona.
And as we do get the team members back into here, Matt, you have any questions? First question?
Yeah, sure. So this is one of my favorite segments of the night. Andre's, hey, got a question. One question. So we're gonna start off the one question, please, with Pokeball. If you could unmute yourself.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So 7-0-7 on the Caitlyn. Only person who is deathless in the game, and a pretty dominant showing in lane. Well, why so confident with the pick? And what did you see in today's game?
Well, I've noticed recently that mobility and range is what's really important when you're an AD carry. And Vayne having one of the smaller ranges in the game, I knew that Caitlyn would have a heavy advantage over her. That's why I picked it.
Awesome. Well, I mean, it seemed to have worked out in your favor with a good clutch win. Turning it over to the other team. However, I do not know their names now. Any questions you have, DK?
Yeah, I'll go for one. My question would probably go to I eat raw sushi.
Hi.
Hello. Hearing your opposing laner talk about their counter pick into Caitlyn, what do you think your strat would be and your mindset is going into this next game?
Um, that's a tough one. Like,
Just basically like,
I,
what do you think you would change? What do you think what do you think was the reason behind like you got a little bit behind towards the beginning?
I wouldn't necessarily say we got behind. I think like we're just pushed to our tower and like,
Mhm,
like as being Vayne and like I don't know, like when I play Vayne, I try to be more aggressive,
mhm,
but uh, we had like a more safer pick for the support, and that's not necessarily a bad thing,
mhm,
but it just kind of like I couldn't like engage as much as I like would like to and stuff, like especially when we're under tower. And maybe next, I mean, I wouldn't change. Like I would pick Vayne again, like in the same matchup, but I would try to be more aggressive
mhm,
with other laners in the map.
mhm. Alright, Matt, back to you.
Yeah, I got another question for our team captain on the B play connoisseurs. Justin Rel, if you can unmute yourself.
What's poppin'?
Yeah, Justin, I noticed that you're playing jungle for these tournament games. In my personal experience playing with you, you're not really a jungler. So what happened?
Yeah,
Why are you playing jungle?
yeah. Interesting story. I, I suddenly had an epiphany. Jungling, I really like just not fighting any humans. I really like just beating up the little monsters in the jungle. It just really just suddenly called to me. Um, I hope that kind of just explains everything. I don't really know.
Well, Justin, I'm glad to say it does explain a lot of things, and it's also a little bit disturbing that you don't want to beat up. I mean, anyways,
Oh, oh,
um,
I do have to say though, it looks like the enemy team was beating up the jungles in the the monsters in the jungle for me. So great, great, big shout out to them.
yeah, I mean, it did seem that at certain points, your jungle was not your jungle.
You know what? You could say that, but at the end of the day, the jungle was conquered. So
Mm.
um, you know, a dub's a dub. You take what you can get.
So you would say that you're a part of the PvE community of League of Legends.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, that is very interesting. DK, any questions you have?
Yeah, Raider X49. Um, we were all like surprised by that Heimerdinger pick. What went through your mind going to that pick? And is Heimerdinger a champion that you just play a lot, normally like playing?
We needed some AP because the pocket pick was a Trendemir, and then I just had the weird sensation of just saying, "Dude, they need to see the donger."
All right, good pick. Well, great showing. Honestly, that was yeah. Heimerdinger, a very commonly also talked about champion, and I feel like you really showed what Heimerdinger can do. Um, yep. Matt, if you have any more questions, I'll toss it to you, and if not, then we could end the question segment.
I think that's it for now. I think it was a pretty good game, and I look forward to game two as well.
Hmm.
We are actually ready and set up for the next match, but I'm gonna give both teams 5 minutes to like discuss, and so I'll start it around 9:55.
Right.
Are we allowed to
All
roll
right.
swap in the middle of
Yes,
Yeah, you can
you
roll
are.
swap.
between?
All right.
Oh,
Team one, go to. Actually, no. My team go to team two.
Hmm.
All right, let's go team three.
All right. See ya.
I don't know if the spectators caught that, but star player Ben 10 Fan 81 did ask if they are allowed to roll swap, implying that we might be seeing some even more for fun gameplay coming out of the Nev Warriors this time around.
And um, for everyone watching, um, please refrain from negative comments. It's just a for fun tournament. People are from all different skill levels. There are a couple players like who haven't even been with the game for a very long time, so um, no need to throw in too many negative comments. Um, even the negative comments we throw are just for jokes. So just a for fun tournament. Trying to keep it a positive energy. So um, we ask for your utmost respect for all of these players that willingly chose to give their time up and play in this tournament.
For fun is the life motto.
Mhm.
Hearing from the chatter in my room, I can hear Justin's team's mental must be high and positive, as there is a lot of laughing going on. So I'm glad to see that they are able to bounce back, and hopefully we see a strong showing in the second game too.
Yeah, I think being on the blue side, I think Justin's team actually could have a much stronger showing into the second game. I feel like it keeps their bans a little bit less restrictive, knowing that they do have the first pick access. So I feel like that could be a big factor into changing the game around for the next one.
Yeah, I completely agree. I want to see the B play connoisseurs do something unpredictable this game.
Mhm.
I think they saw that last game. You know, they were just basically getting suffocated. But if they're able to, play out of the box, um, you know, do something that's unexpected, they might be able to gain some advantages that way.
Mhm.
Oh, and we see in the chat that Jaden is going to be 80 carry next game. So we're getting a little bit of a role swap. Um, so for the just a quick explanation, there's 5 roles in league: top lane, jungle, mid lane, AD carry, and support. So Jaden has been playing mid lane, but now he'll be playing AD carry in the bot lane. So a little bit more interesting. We'll see what they have in store for us.
Mhm. Yep. Really, just I just want to see what these teams can do with especially the Denev Warriors making a role swap, seeing what the players can do into their new roles. Be very fun and interesting to see.
At this time, I'd like to bring it up to the audience. If you have any questions for us, the casters, feel free to shout them out.
Mhm.
As we do wait, feel free to take a break, use the restroom, get some water, stay hydrated,
Mhm.
have a good time, get some snacks.
Yep. As we do await the next game coming up soon. Also want to pull attention to starting Thursday. We will have the Valorant tourney starting as well. And we do have a question in the chat. How long have you guys been playing League for? By Kylie. So Matt, want to toss this question to you first?
Oh, sure. I've been playing League since about 8th grade. So 2014, I think. 2014, early 2014. About seven-ish years. Um, what makes the game fun? Honestly, it's a super hard game to learn. Uh, the learning curve is super high. So like obviously, if you're a new player, uh, it took me at least a couple years just to like start understanding the game, and like 5 years I'd say to actually get somewhat to a good level. Um, But I think what makes the game fun is just playing with friends. I don't really enjoy playing the game alone, with strangers or like the randos online. I like playing in groups where I know everybody, where we can have a little bit of fun, troll, just play for fun. I think that's what makes League enjoyable, just because every game is a little bit different. But the game is known for being a very toxic community, so I wouldn't advise you to play it a lot by yourself. What about you, DK?
Yep. So I started playing League since season 3, but I started like playing a lot starting season 6. So that's 2013 and 2016. Um, yeah, I've been around for a long time. I think it was like fifth or sixth grade when I first like started playing, and then when I actually got like into it, I was like freshman year of high school. But I think what makes the game fun is that back then oh, and we do get into the pick man phase, but um yeah, to finish up the question, I think what makes the game fun was back then there weren't that many multiplayer games. So to be able to make like friends and play with friends was really big aspect to making the game enjoyable, especially since like as a kid I was like not able to play like FPS games, first person shooter games. So I was like used to playing single player games that are more like kid friendly, but I finally got into a game called League thanks to some of my friends introducing to me, and just had a lot of fun as a multiplayer game. Just really like the fact that it was very publicized and that a lot of people played it, made it really easily accessible to just, play with your friends.
Completely agree. I do think the only downside of League is it has changed how I do play online games. So apologies to anybody who's played with me, and it seems that I've been flaming the other team a little bit.
And we do see Thresh bans, Leona ban, so they really are focus banning the ADC and support role because they know that Benton Fan 81 and Nathan will be in the bot lane, so they're a
Yeah,
little bit scared.
yeah, no mid lane bans. They're not really scared anymore. Unless Jaden does something devious and pulls out a bot lane mage, like a Syndra bot or something. I think we're going to be seeing an AD carry. So they're just trying to target now Nathan's champ pool. Nathan does excel on the Thresh, and I think he's done really good showings on the Leona. They might be trying to make him play something like the Pike, which is much more punishable. If you do go in and miss certain things, you lack a lot of the defenses. So it might be a good target ban on their side. One thing we should note is that the B play connoisseurs have stuck with the Vayne bot lane. It appears that is I.E. Raw Sushi's comfort pick, and honestly, he put on a pretty good performance. Like, the lane himself was pretty weak, but he did show moments where he was able to do outplays, and I think in a game where they're not losing by so much, he might be able to be more unleashed.
And here I'd like to bring attention to the Lucian Nami pick. Both B to A tier picks in my opinion, but when they are together, they become S tier picks. Just the synergy between the two is absolutely insane, and the fact that red team just instantly picks the two, I think blue team should be a little bit worried. I think the B play warriors should be a little bit worried about that, to have the Lucian Nami, especially on Benton Fan 81.
I agree. This Nami is a little bit different from what Nathan has played all tournament with his engaged support. So interesting to see what he does on Enchanter. A huge pick here from the B play connoisseurs. They have taken Shen away from the Denev Warriors. So this is the first time in tournament that Shen would not be on the table. I think this is a really good choice because Shen gave so much safety to the B play the Denev Warriors that they were able to make some questionable side lane calls sometimes because they knew that the Shen would provide them support. So so far it seems like a pretty good draft in my opinion for the B play connoisseurs.
And we do see Shen picked, but on the other side, Shen surprisingly have a 100% pick rate across this whole tournament so far. And also the unit pick onto the red side.
I am sorry, Nate. I was just ganked by Jake, so he changed my audio hearing, so I didn't know what you were saying, but I assumed it was some good stuff.
I just said Shen at 100% pick rate, so throughout this whole tournament, so kind of surprising, honestly, to see that. We do see a Silas ban. Now they are banning into the mid lane.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because with the Yone, you're not sure actually if it's going to be going top or mid. So it'd be a pretty good call. It was a good flex pick from the Denev Warriors on their part.
the Karma ban. So it looks like they're a lot focusing onto the mid and support as they're not yet picked, and the Tom Kench ban does come out. Tom Kench had a powerful showing last night, really showing what an aggressive tank user can do to a carry. And we do have a Rammus pick on the other side. Wow, a lot of flipping champions over to the other side.
This is a Blitzcrank. I'm about to be extremely hype.
Blitzcrank is very strong to the meta,
Ooh,
but the
set.
set comes out.
A little bit more traditional. Actually, less traditional, I would say. But I'm excited to see what we'll see from the set. Could be a set mid lane, but it might be actually no, it might be a T1 support. I'm actually unsure about who's going where in this draft.
And the
Okay.
Katarina comes out.
Okay, so it's a set support, unless it's Shen support. Okay, it could be either set or Shen support.
Yep. I think blue team is really opting to just play peel for the Vayne.
So that's not a bad call here. If we look, there's a lot of dive from the red team, so he's able to take one of the champions and just basically face break them into, or pile drive them into the whole other team. So if a Rammus jumps in trying to taunt the Vayne, should be pretty easy for a set to just ult the Rammus. Rammus is stacking a lot of armor but also stacking health. Do a good amount of AoE damage. I am concerned though, once you do get to the point, if who's going to win the battle of a dive versus the peel, because red team does have an immense amount of dive. You have Lissandra with the lockdown of the ulti. Yone is just a broken character. And then you got Nami speeding them up in the back line.
Yep. And we will have our 3-minute delay coming in soon. But yeah. Honestly, I think one of my biggest surprises this whole tournament is the fact that the champ picks pool has been not as diverse as I expected. We see a lot of repeat champions across many different players, so really nice to see that some of these champions are popularized, faring really well throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I think in general, did you say not as diverse?
Yeah, not as diverse as I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, I think with tournaments like these, it's more about comfort over actual, what might ideally be the best. Because in the end of the day, the champions you're most comfortable on are going to be the ones you're going to play the best on. So, they could theoretically draft a really good combo and put like the top meta champs, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be playing the best.
Yep. That is why it is also important to really cater to your player's strength.
Completely agree.
Yep. Whatever champion fits their playstyle the best, they will be performing best on. Actually, speaking of champion picks, Matt, I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what champions do you play a lot, and is there a reason for it? Maybe that you like you like their playstyle, or you just think they're fun, you think they're good.
So as a player, I main jungle. In general, I like fighting. I like just going in and fighting, being in the thick of it. I'm not necessarily the most mechanical player, so kiting and a lot of that movement is not like what I excel at. So in general, I play those. I like playing a lot of bruisers or skirmishers that could go in and fight and just stick on the enemy target. So right now, excuse me, my favorite champ probably Lee Sin. I have a lot of fun playing Lee Sin just because of the enormous skill cap and the possibilities of highlight reel plays. But a lot of junglers I've played in the past: Olaf, Hecarim, some Elise. When I'm feeling kind of troll, a new, so I can roll some snowballs. I do play some Ivern, but in general, the identity of my champ pool is a lot of going in and fight, tank up, you know, a little bit less mechanical and a little bit less skill shots, I would say, than maybe like a mage
Mhm.
or yeah, like something like that.
Mhm.
So that's why in the last league tournament, I actually got very frustrated playing against a certain player named Derek Kwok because he likes to play a lot of control mages in the mid lane, and I was getting very tilted, not hitting my skill shots, and being able to touch him.
Mhm. Yep. Derek is very impressive player, especially with this movement. Really hard to hit player for sure.
What about you, DK? What champions do you like to play?
Um, I am someone who likes to also fight a lot, so I like to pick champions that are very versatile when it comes to both team fighting and just 1v1 dueling. Um, I don't have a main role because I like to fill generally because I don't think I'm like particularly good at a specific role.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, uh, mid lane Cassiopeia is a common pick for me. Top lane Fiora. Jungle I also like Lee Sin. Maybe Viego as well. And then
Mm-hmm.
bot lane I do not play a lot, so I do not actually have a favorite really towards the bot lane. But yeah, I feel like I like those champions that have a lot of presence in those kinds of fight situations and have a lot of kill potential.
Yeah, so right off the bat, I like what I'm seeing from the blue side. They understand that they're gonna have to do something different this game, so they're doing a 5-man invade into the red side jungle. It's important to realize that Yone did not see them go into this side, so they do have a chance to do something. However, what I would like to see them do in this kind of situation is not invade in that area, but invade through the red side tri-bush, because with how the map is being played out right now, they're not actually going to run into anybody. So it was a good attempt, but unfortunately, they won't see anyone until we're about right now in the mid lane. Um, and I think this is going to give the red team information that okay, there seemed to have been an invade in the top side. That being said, Shen and Nunu are still up in the red side quadrant for the red buff. They might be trying to steal the red buff to start the game off.
Yep, and they are
Oh,
trying to get the red
if we
buff.
pan over right now, Yone seems to have put a ward down. It's too late. That buff is all but taken. So what you would see generally in this situation is we're going to be having something called a split map. So Rammus is going to make his way down to the bot side red buff, counter invade that, and then so instead of being the left and right kind of deal, it's going to be more of a top and bottom.
A
But
level 2
instead, we're going to have a
gank in from the
level 2
Rammus, an
gank.
instant flash out from the
Mm.
Vayne, and that's actually really good gank in by the Rammus. Blue team just wasn't ready for that one. And Vayne in a little bit of a dangerous situation here.
Yeah, I think it's good value. Initially, we have to see what kind of pressure they can get in the bot lane. A level 2 gank like that with a blue buff is actually not the best. You're not going to have much DPS, and it is going to slow his clear. So Justin will be ahead in terms of camp progression and clear speed. But
Good engagement from the set, and heal does come out on the Lucian.
yeah. Okay, overall, we see more evenly matched. I think you can tell right away that just by like comfort, Ben 10 Fan 81 is not as like comfortable in the bot lane. And obviously this is where Justin's team's best player is, so has a chance. Okay, looks like we're gonna go in. A good thing to know, Austin on Faker Cholo. I played with his Katarina yesterday. It is kind of nutty. So he does have an opportunity to actually pop off this game.
Yep. Very powerful performance in Katarina in that game, as I was also there during that game. Yeah, to see a lot of potential.
Yeah, and what I was talking about with the CS differential, if you look at the jungle, Justin's already 2 camps up. He has the momentum lead where he's going to be getting bot line, bot scuttle. Ooh, as we see that, might be a dive going on.
Oh!
Not the... Ooh. Okay, so looks like it was pretty good aggro juggle from the red side. But that being said, Nunu's
The
here.
Ignite onto
Ignite.
81.
Yeah, it's a death. I think in that situation, I would have liked to see the ooh,
Oh, the
is that a
flash
flash?
root!
Ooh, that was good.
And we do see the mid lane being traded out. Red team with the side advantage, but honestly, Nothing to really like make note of yet though.
Yeah, both supports got a kill, so nothing too big in the bot lane. And more importantly, we can see in the mid lane, if the Lissandra does get a little bit more ahead, it'll be really hard for the counter main to do anything because she will be locked down.
And honestly, as someone who has some experience in Katarina, I feel like Rammus would not be a fun matchup to play with on the enemy team. Probably denying your ability and your mobility.
I think it's kind of like a dual carry threat. So obviously Katarina doesn't want to be taunted by Rammus, but if Rammus is taunting Katarina, that means that Vayne will have more time to free fire. So it's good that they have, you know, two sources of big damage coming out from Justin's team.
Oh, he does Q in and will go down.
Oof. Yeah, it's just, you know, a little bit hard. With a double range champions with Nami and Lucian for the Nev Warriors, it's much easier for them to abuse them the moment that Set misses E. So Set's running the Glacial Augment. He's trying to hit the E. If he doesn't hit the E, he's basically a sitting duck for all the poke coming out. What I'm interested in... Go ahead.
No, yeah, just Yone doing a lot of damage onto that set in the top lane.
I was gonna say is what I'm interested in is I'm not sure what runes Set took. If it is Hex Flash, which is generally the case on a Set support, I'm really interested that there hasn't been a case where they have used just a flash in E just to burn summoner spells, because in general a set with a Hex Flash is and a traded flash blown is more dangerous.
And the Shen ultimate comes in. Oh, a good engage in. They do
that
get a
is-
kill. It's a 3v2 situation though. A little bit dangerous for the blue team. They are low on health.
Yeah, that's a good counter gig from Rammus. Vayne does get the kill, but traded for with a Lucian 2 kills, or I think 1 kill. And then we do have a big CS discrepancy still in the AD carry role.
But a teleport coming in, the new teleport, does get the root down. The ultimate will not get him the maximum distance, and the knockup does come through. Will Shen be close enough to be able to get this engage out? ADK
He
is taking a
should
lot of
be
damage.
close and I guess he is not. I mean, Yone does have flash up. It was a good try from the Nunu, but unfortunately that pressure is going to be leading to a drag take.
Yep. And red team gets once again dragon presence, really good vision control. Blue team did have a good pink ward into the pit, but a little too late to the fight with so much bot lane pressure coming in from the red team.
That's a little bit questionable. I'm not exactly sure what the Yone build is in the top lane with the Zeal. In general, Yone is going to be building a rush of Berserker Greaves for the attack speed and movement, and then into generally just an Immortal Shield Bow, which does not build out of a Zeal. So I'm actually kind of interested to see what he's trying to build on the Yone.
I would agree. Probably something like maybe Noon Quiver would have been more standard.
Yeah, I completely agree. Okay, looks like we have a gank in the mid lane. This looks like a big snowball lineup.
And the
Lot
Death
of
Lotus
damage.
comes out, gets the kill onto the Lissandra. And we do see a fight into both the bot lane and the top lane. The Lucian ultimate does get cancelled, and the set will sacrifice to save the AD carry.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just hard because the moment Set misses E again is just the moment that they just get locked down. Lucian thrives off having an enchanter by his side, and just too much DPS right now.
But Lucian does take 2 tower shots here, a little bit low.
No Nami, there's no Nami ult either. Justin can, too much damage.
Yep, taking Electrocute and PTA. Lucian Nami obviously going for a very aggressive rune set. A 3v2 situation though here under tower.
I'm not sure why they're diving. This is a little bit more fun.
And the Vayne does
not sure about that.
The Vayne does secure the first kill. Will he be able to get another one? The Q comes up and we'll be able to get the double kill.
This is absolutely huge for IE Sushi. Not only did he just get a huge shutdown on the Lucian, he got 2 kills. He's gonna be able to crash the wave, make up the CS deficit. A lot of the gold is now basically gone. It's only now basically a little bit of a CS lead because you didn't count the shut. As we say that, there's a kill on the top side.
Yep, a gank over to the top side. red team does trade a kill up on the top, and the turret plates will probably go to the Yone here.
So I was correct. So the set has gone ahead and ran the Hex Flash. What do you want to generally see from a set support with a Hex Flash is to play the division game. Hide in the bushes. Every 15 seconds you Hex Flash out as a menace. But looking at the lane state right now, the vision from the red team is insane. They have all the bushes covered. They know the win con for a set support.
Yep, and Yone does actually finally buy the Noon Quiver and boots. Not sure what the Zeal buy still was for, but Shen coming out with the Bramble Vest and Steel Caps should hinder Yone's damage. Oh, and the Dead Lotus comes out and the kill onto the Lissandra once again.
That was very good engage. As I said before, Faker Cholo on the Katarina is very deadly. And not respecting the damage of a Katarina, one small step and you're dead. So looks to Faker Cholo to be able to carry this one. Has gotten some plays in the mid lane. And the comp he's facing is, you know,
Another
he
aggressive
will be able to
push by the
condemn.
red team. Nami getting kind of low, but the Lucian ultimate just does so much damage. And
That
they are
Lucian
going
ult
to try
was-
dive. Gets the kill.
That-
32
that-
though.
That
Blue
Lucian
team-
was through a channel. Ooh, taunt.
Blue
Okay.
team may be able to trade another kill over here. Shen gets a kill. Not too bad, and they will go onto the Rift Herald. If anyone has sweepers, they may want to sweep that word out. They do get it, and with the pink ward. The Yone
Yeah.
goes back in
Ooh.
with the E. Will he
Oh,
die
ooh.
before? He dies before he can go E back into his clone form, and just a little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous. I mean, Yone has a huge wave crashing into the top tower right now. It's a 1v3. I don't think there was a point of actually him going in versus, you know, taking the wave and the XP. That being said, it's just an insane, enormous lead in the bot lane right now. There's a 2-level lead in the AD carry, about a 60 CS lead. So it's really important that they get the Vayne, the solo XP now, and the gold necessary to funnel her a bit.
And mid tower will not go down, but very low. Obviously mid tower, one of the best tier 1 towers to take, gives you so much more space into both side jungles.
Yeah, I think in general we're gonna be looking. Ooh, that is a good engage on Nathan, and he should be caught out. So I really like what I'm seeing from blue team right now. They're moving the map. I'm sorry, Justin is getting hyped right now, but they're moving the map exceptionally well. They understand that in just a lane-on-lane assignment, they're probably not the stronger opponent. So they're moving as a team. They're getting these picks. They're punishing, you know, the ballsy warding trips from a solo support, which is exceptionally good. As we say that,
A
it
3-man
will be
gank onto the bot lane. If they're able to get this Lucian, this could be quite good. The ultimate game blocked by the minion wave, the set ultimate under tower, and Vayne does get that final shutdown kill.
really good. I think it was a really good play once again from running the map. A little bit of disrespect from Ben 10 Fan 81 from deciding to push up that far when he did get the notification that Dragon was taken. But it was very good map movement, which is why I really like the Nunu pick, honestly, because understanding that they need to be proactive and make the plays, as I said in the pregame, they're showing that they can do a lot. In the top side, this build from the Shen is insane. There's no way that Yone is actually going to do damage with a Zeal Noon Quiver right now, so he's absolutely going to be stomping the lane for this moment in time.
And we do see the Vampiric Scepter buy from the Yone. Probably not going to be showing off the best with Grievous Wounds already being applied from the Bramble Vest and the Bomby Cinder damage, but nonetheless, he is building into his core item, the shield bow.
Yeah, I like to point to the goal lead. Blue team has mostly but caught up to the initial goal lead that red team had. Shen has a pretty commanding lead in the top lane. Mid lane, Katarina is also doing quite well. And Vayne is slowly but surely catching up. Obviously, there's a huge CS discrepancy. Ben 10 Fan 81 is going to get the bot tower. So I wouldn't say catching up just yet, but it looks much more stable.
And it seems like that last gank onto Benton Fan 81 was due to
Okay,
evasion.
Justin.
And there is
Double
a
snowball?
coming in. And the Shen ultimate comes out. It's a 4v4 situation. The Shen is trying to frontline for his team. The Lysandra goes aggressive. Flash roots 3 and goes into her ult form. Will not be able to take damage. And the Shen does go down.
I like to point attention that Katarina is roaming down. She will do a lot of damage if they overstep, but it looks like they're going to be recalling and just taking the time slowly.
Yep. And the Katarina with this team backing off should probably play it a little bit safer here. Really good teleports coming in, really good team fights. That was really good just from both teams. Immediately teleporting on, coming into the fight, make it a numbers advantage, and we do see a really good and wild 4v4 fight into that bot side. And Benton
Oh, we going
81 goes
Evolution?
aggressive, but Katarina gets the kill before he can get the shutdown. And Benton, oh my gosh, Faker Chola just gets double kill right there. Absolutely insane. Under tower, saving the tower and getting both of the bot laners.
Punishing the over-aggression from the Denev Warriors bot lane. As I mentioned before, this Katarina, the Faker Cholo, is feeling comfortable on it. You got a 10-stack Dark Seal building towards your second item. I want to see him pick up a Medjay at this rate. I want to see some one-shots. He's been outplaying Lysandra, just outplayed 2 people in the mid lane. I want him to put the team on his back and carry this game.
True. Like to point the eyes to the 10 stacks Dark Seals.
Instant value if he upgrades to a Medjay right here. Instant value.
And sitting on Nashor's tooth, he still has his mythic item to wait on. So he will just get stronger once he does get it. Oh, a little bit of an aggressive back here. Will the red team aggress here? But there's 3 members of the blue team here, including Katarina. This could be really bad. He flashes on for the kill.
Okay, Katarina!
Get the Lucian. And the Nami once again, he gets 2. And
Yeah, I mean, the Katarina is running over this game. I want to see a Medjay. We better see it back, and I better see a Medjay.
Yep. We really want to see that Medjay has 25 stacks. All the AP he's going to get from that. We really want to see it.
I mean, I think we're kind of seeing the Denev Warrior special being played by the B-play connoisseurs. They got a Fed mid laner, and with a Shen ult, some peel from the Nunu. I mean, it looks like Katarina's about to have some easy feastings.
Yep. Keep the eye on those Death Lotuses. Always being reset. Just absolutely insane ability. A lot of people complain about its balance, but honestly, only good Katarina players make it work. And we do see an aggression. The Shen ultimate does come out. It's going to be a really big team fight, a 4v4 situation.
Yeah, it was good disengage. I like the set ult there too.
The Lucian goes aggressive and the Katarina is able to get another kill. Faker
my
Chola's
goodness.
actually doing so much damage in this fight, but he may go down to the Lysandra. The ultimate was so much value, but Shen will get the Lysandra trade out. And 2 players going down on both sides, but 1 more. Rammus will probably go down on the red side. And they will try and find this Nami, probably.
I mean, this is just another winning team fight for the blue team. Katarina just dishing out so much damage. He's got 2 items now. You know, he did die, lost about 4 of his stacks. Still worth to, get a Medjay, but he might be saying, you know what, I'm going to go in. I'm going to expect to die sometimes. I'm just going to put out so much damage that my team's going to win the fight.
And he does die here, so he will lose 4 stacks onto the Dark Seal, but he will get the Rocket Belt now. So he does get his Mythic, and that gives him even more aggression to go in onto the Lucian.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I kind of feel bad for the Lucian here. The Katarina is about to just one-shot him every single fight. There is no way the Lucian is running away unless Nathan hits like a god bubble or something.
Also like to keep an eye on Jara's brother. 1-0-11.
Yeah, Justin's putting on a clinic.
0 deaths, 11 assists, really helping his team get all these kills here. And keep an eye out for the Yone as well. He has been farming up with that 150 gold bounty, probably from just CSing up in the top lane while everyone else is fighting.
Yeah, I mean, the Shen's super strong. I really like the build from the Shen and Justin. They understand that the physical damage is going to far outweigh the damage from a control mage like the Sandra. Honestly speaking, unless this game goes until 40 minutes, they really don't need to worry about itemizing against Lissandra at this point. So a full armor stacking is like great. You can see it on the set with all the anti-heal they have as well. So it's gonna be really hard for them to actually die in a team fight. So what I want to see right now from the blue team is just, get your waves good, and then honestly force some fights. I think they're in a stronger position in terms of team fighting compared to the red team.
And the Katarina goes in aggressive. The Lucian does that. He gets another one instantly, and there will
Double
be
kill.
probably a reset onto the ultimate. The Yone
Channel.
ult misses onto the Katarina, and Baker
Good
Joe's
kill.
just going crazy. He gets a triple kill. Will he be able to get
Triple
another
kill?
one?
Can I see a Quadra? Ooh, a little bit fast. Baron is spawning just now. I think they should take Baron. They have a Vayne. Not bad items. A Katarina. They're not going to take any damage from this. It's a 20-minute Baron. They can take it really fast. It's quite weak.
Yep.
This is a huge turn of events. With this Baron, blue team will go up in terms of gold. As I said before, right now at this state of the game, their team fight is just way better than red team.
Man, looking at Baker Cholo's performance into this game, I feel like Katarina may be a ban next game.
Ooh, we got some flashes coming over the Baron wall. A little bit hypey from Justin.
A little bit aggressive, but Katarina is here. Oh, but the taunt lands, and Katarina will most likely go down here. That's really bad for the blue team. And red team aggressing into this situation. Will Vayne be able to get the kill onto the Lucian?
Okay, Vayne.
And the Lucian goes down. The Lucian gets the kill and the Vayne goes down. And that's just so huge. 3 Baron buffs going down for the blue team.
Right when I'm praising the blue team, they decide to flash over the Baron pit for Lissandra. It just seems a little bit sad. They just had all the momentum on the side. They didn't have to do that. Now we got the red team. They're going to be reestablishing their gold lead. They're going to be taking the jungles away and setting up for just having more advantage in this game again.
Yep. Even if Katarina's running away with this game, really keep an eye on Lissandra and Rammus, who can really deny her mobility. And we do see a lot of players meeting in towards the bottom side of the map. It does get the ward on the 2 backs. Not sure if they will aggress on it. The flash comes in from the Shen. They're going to aggress onto this fight. The Yone comes out of nowhere. What is all that damage? The set ultimate comes in. The Haymaker lands.
That's a little bit far.
That's a lot of damage
Katarina's
coming
here.
in. The Katarina goes in, and there's a kill onto the Vayne. The Yone not going to be able to get out of the situation. And who will get the final kill?
Yeah,
the Vayne gets it.
Ooh, too much dive. Too much dive from the blue team. Again, their team fight is still really strong. Even with a little bit of a flash miss taunts or whatever, the Katarina damage is just insane at this point.
Yep, and actually, like to keep an eye. That set engage was really good. Ultimate in, landing the Haymaker, and able to get the shield up.
Yeah, there have been some pretty good set ults this game in general, whether it be making space. Oh, as we say that, Rammus is trying to make space and taunt the Katarina. There's no one on their team right now, so looks like it'll just be a trade of damage for now.
And he will just drop the Rift Herald onto the mid lane. And red team not able to get a push onto it, so it will probably just go down without getting any turret hit. But they do aggress off
little
of
bit of an engage.
The Katarina's not here.
Counter-engage.
None of the damage here in from the blue team, but they still get one. And a 1-to-1 trade with the Lissandra being able to do it. Seeing the Vayne and the Nami come in, blue team does try and go back in, but a 4v4 situation.
Katarina's coming. Okay, looks like they're just gonna not do too much for now.
Both junglers down, no one able to really make an aggressive move onto any of the objectives. But red team will start the dragon, pull it out a bit. Blue team does know that they did start it, having that ward. A little bit deep, they do it pretty fast. Will the blue team be
I
able
would
to get
fight
it
this
here
if
in
I was
time?
blue team. They don't have smite.
They didn't get it, and the Yone lands 2 ultimates. But the aggression
Katarina's still
comes
alive.
out. Katarina
Katarina's still
does
alive.
so much damage.
That's a triple kill. Can we get a quadra? Oh. Too much damage.
Right when we thought the red team absolutely great dragon take, and they thought they could get out to safety, a really good Yone ultimate, but still, that Katarina damage just cannot be denied.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Katarina score 1-3-3-7, a little bit elite right now.
Mm-hmm.
Faker Chillo absolutely insane on the Katarina. Good hiding. And another death. Ooh.
So much damage in from the Vayne and Katarina. I feel like when those two are together, no one is surviving.
Yeah, I mean, Vayne's got the Ginsu's got the shield build. The damage, you know, you can't scoff at it. Obviously, almost down 100 CS to Ben 10 Fan 81, who's up one item, but still, 2-item Vayne is nothing to scoff at, especially when you don't have much resistances.
And obviously right now, you know, Riot even recognizing that shield bow is such a powerful item. They nerfed the AD a bit, but even then, its value is so great, making carries do a lot of lifesteal and be able to survive for a very long time due to that shield.
I mean, yeah, Riot loves the healing, so what way better to counter healing than a couple of Thornmails and Bramble Vest? What is it? A couple, 3 Thornmail / Bramble Vest on the blue side.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, the AP damage coming in for Lysandra at this point, or in general, is going to be much less than other mages. So, Shen is full stacking armor, Nunu's full stacking armor, Set's full stacking armor. We got a Zanya's on the Katarina. It's really hard right now for anyone on the blue team to actually die from legitimate damage source on the red team.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yone and Lucian being just denied so much damage from all these itemizations on the blue team.
I'd say the moment the Lucian gets his IE is the moment where he doesn't really care about the armor. With the Lord Doms and the 3 items, he does do damage, but I don't think he does enough to the point where he can outlast, you know, the Katarina diving in. Looks like we might have an engage in the top river. Nope, just a little bit of a back and forth.
Shen a huge 3-level lead onto the Yone. And just not a fun game for the Yone. No matter how strong that champion is into these matchups, he's definitely going to be struggling.
Yeah, I mean, we can see that trade right now. The Yone use whole full kit, full combo, and the Shen comes out with full health. So
the Katarina aggresses all by herself. I don't know if that's what you wanted to do with the Lysandra ultimate, and does give the shutdown over to the enemy team. But Yone may go down here. He goes aggressive with the Q, doesn't know that the Vayne is here, and Vayne gets another one. But red team will aggress onto the Baron. Blue team knows that they're doing it with the ward right into the pit. JR's brother just roaming right around the map, but his team is too far away. And red team, absolutely great map awareness going for the Baron, seeing that both Vayne and Shen were in towards the bottom side, and Katarina goes down.
Big misstep from the blue team there.
Oh,
I mean,
but Nathan will. Oh, but he does flash out to safety.
Flash out. Yeah, I was just saying, a little bit of a misstep from the blue team. No point for Katarina to really fish out that many picks in a 3v1 scenario. I think Faker Chillo should realize that, you know, with the peel on his team, it's much better to make the other team, you know, do something and just slowly strangle them out instead of making those really, you know, cross-screen picks that can lead to disaster like that.
Yep. And honestly, even though there's a 12-kill lead onto the blue team, red team is pretty close in this one. Most likely probably from the Baron and Turret golds that they've been able to get.
I mean, yeah. The blue team has made some missteps. I do hope to see that they realize that they're still quite in control of this game. A well-placed team fight, and they should be able to, you know, get some inhibs down.
And Dragon will be coming up soon. We may see a 5v5 fight here.
Faker Chillo away in the bush.
There is a
I will not go
teleport
in.
deep
Gotta
into the
TP
Shen
in.
though.
Unleash
the
TP.
Shen is a little bit of a deep teleport.
Yeah, I think one thing we should really look out is for a little bit of a set engage here. I think a good ult with the Rammus onto the top of the red team, and that can really lead the way for some Katarina damage.
But red team does have Baron buff, so they are able to create a lot of lane pressure, which will give them a little bit more priority into the Dragon. But blue team has such a better team fight. Shen is so tanky that they just like are so scared of him, even if he's all by himself. And blue team just forces them out, flashes taunts all the way into the Lucian, but a little bit deep. The Katarina does come out, but the Lucian ultimate comes out so fast. It's a 2v4 situation, but the Vayne is still alive.
Vayne
should be able to
spotted?
do a lot.
Vayne spotted? Ooh, unlucky.
Will go down, an ace going over to the red team, and that is the dragon most likely going over.
That was really good kiting from the Lucian Nami combo. You know, Lucian just piling on damage, you know, shredding through, you know, the armor that I had mentioned was looking like a fortress for the blue team, but just a little bit one too many autos allowed.
I think Shen just went a little bit too deep in there in that situation. A little bit too far from his team, a little bit too much of a perfect situation for Lucian to just press R and deal so much damage.
Yeah, with that ace, there's going to be a lot of gold and pressure given to the red team. They got a tier 2 tower in mid lane and another tier 2 tower in the bot lane. Justin going in with the snowball. That's the biggest snowball ever if I've seen one.
Yep, and Faker Chola's right here on the counter to get the kill, and he does get the scan. He doesn't get the auto off in time.
Oh my, he didn't cancel.
Oh no, and he just gets the back. Barely. Really must have been sweating on that one though.
Yeah, I think we should turn attention to the chat. Justin with the in the old chat, understanding that he had a chance to cancel it back and get a huge pick on the Lucian.
And the Lucian responding with an emote, a surprised face.
I mean, still, when in this moment, it's anyone's game. Obviously, you know, blue team's been in control. They just have missteps a couple times in team fights. That being said, I mean, if you look at like the items, they're still right up there to fight the red team.
So you do get a look onto the scoreboard here.
Yeah, I mean, Lucian is full build right now, so he won't be getting any stronger. So we'll look to see how much damage he'll be putting out. It's gonna be a lot, I have to tell you. He's got his IE finished, got the LDR, Essence Reaver, Kraken Slayer. He's got a lot of crit, a lot of attack autos coming out.
Yep. And Lucian does have 1,000 gold bounty. Honestly, whoever that goes to, that's almost half. A third to half to like a third of an item, just being able to be instantly built right there.
Red team is doing a pretty decent job juggling, switching between the mid and the top wave. Shen doing a little bit of some splitting, not too bad of an idea, just as long as the red team doesn't catch anybody. Should be good for them to get another tier 1 turret in the bot lane.
Yep, good pickup from the Shen. All 5 members seen onto the mid side, and he will just safely back here. Smart decision.
Yeah, I mean, right now in this part of the game, 32 minutes in, it's a 3,000 gold lead. 3,000 gold lead, that's 32 minutes, not too much, nothing to sweat. So it's anyone's game. There's a lot of standing gold on the map that the blue team can get if they get an advantageous team fight. So we'll see. It looks like they're going to be pinging the Baron Nash right now. It's happening in about 30 seconds. Both teams going back, trying to get some buys in, stock up on their wards for a future confrontation at the Baron Pit.
Yep, really excited to see what the red team can do in this situation and try and come back into this game because they just have such a strong fight.
Got a little bit of a splish stack. That does not look good for Faker Cholo.
That's a pick. Way too fast. That is so bad for the blue team. Just immediately hiding in the bush. The red team, that was an incredibly well coordinated fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, a little bit of taunting going on for the Rammus. You know, playing the vision game is so crucial in League of Legends. The Denev Warriors does it so well. That's a little bit of a dive.
And they're just
I think that might be game.
It might be the end of the game.
Yep, looks to be it. Well fought from the B play connoisseurs, but just the overwhelming presence and, you know, being able to mitigate the team fight strengths leads to, you know, with the Denev Warriors pulling out another dub and securing the tournament victory.
They really were in control of that game, but whenever Katarina just goes down that fast, it's not really looking good for their team. And there you have it. There goes
definitely a close game.
Best of 3.
Yep. GG's.
red team playing the map absolutely just so well. But
Alrighty. It looks like as they're joining, I think we should first give a big congratulations. Although we do have games to be played tomorrow, Nathan's team, the Denev Warriors, have clinched the tournament victory with a 2-0 run in the round robin. So a big congratulations. I hope they look forward to getting their nice Acosta gear soon.
yep, really good performance from them on both days. Um, they had a couple of games that were very like at risk of being dropped, but even then, they kept it together, came out on top. But honestly, really great performances from both sides in this game. That was a really exciting one to watch. And Matt, open up the question section for us, please.
All right, let's dive into Andres. Can I ask you a question? So first off, I want to talk to Faker Cholo.
Yes, sir.
Quite a performance on the Katarina, I must say. You had some insane highlight reels, a couple of triple kills. What did you see this game?
Um, I think I just did my thing early game. I got really cocky late game. I think if I played better, I think I was like the big deciding factor in us losing. I think if I didn't put myself out as much, we could have still won. But I think I had fun, so.
Yeah, all about having fun. Love to hear it. Still a great performance. DK, any questions?
Yep. Like to throw one to your teammate Ducky Momo Senpai. So, we've seen
Oh,
we've seen the enemy team just pick Shen so many times, and you took it from them. So, what was
uh-huh.
going through your head while making that pick?
Well, I was either choosing between Shen or Ornn,
Mhm,
and I was thinking Ornn just to buff up the Vayne and the Katarina.
mhm,
But when I saw that they didn't pick their Shen like they usually do, I was like, I'm just gonna take it from them.
mhm. Yep,
And that was basically it.
yep. That was a nice, interesting pick. Really denying them that Shen that they've been running this whole tournament so far. Matt, back to you.
Yeah, I got a question for the champs. Nathan, I saw this whole tournament you playing a lot of engaged supports. The Leona, your Thresh has been banned away. You even pulled out a Pike for one game. We all know that Lucian is great with an Enchanter, but did you feel a little bit uncomfortable playing such a different support?
Actually, no. Nami was one of my first support mains. Even
Oh,
before Thresh. That's why I had a skin for
Oh.
her. Yeah. I haven't played her in a very long time, but I was pretty confident we could still handle a lane.
gotcha.
All I had to do is press one button and just put my bubbles on Lucian and let him go. Let him run free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
DK?
I enjoyed playing different characters. I did wish I could play Thresh once, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
fortunate.
Maybe if you showed a poor showing last tournament, we would have let the Thresh through.
That's true.
All right, DK.
I don't.
Mhm. Yep. All right, Benton Fan 81. Really strong showing into the bot lane now. What was the reason behind the role swap between you and Pokeball?
I just wanted to. I don't know. ADC is pretty fun. I was getting a little bored playing mid. I wanted to see what I could do bot lane.
Mhm.
I think our plan was to destroy Vayne in lane. I think we kind of did that, but we were getting a little greedy. Or I was getting a little greedy.
Mhm.
And so it got a little rocky in the mid game.
All right. Thank you for your response. Matt, back to you. Or you can close it up if you are done with the questioning.
I think that's all for questions for me. Once again, a great series between the Nathan and Justin's team. Thank you to our players who came and performed. We had a great plays. It was really fun to watch. With that being said, another congratulations to Nathan's team for clinching the League of Legends victory and their own Casa merch. Um, Still feel free to turn in tomorrow, where I will be facing Justin's team in a consolation bracket for second place. Should be fun. I guarantee you that I will be ganking Justin every single time and not caring about my jungle. So if you want to see Justin suffer,
Wait, how
come
do you
on out.
gank me when I'm in the?
Oh, wait.
Invade? Are you gonna
I
invade
will
him?
be perma invading Justin and not caring about my jungle. So,
Wait, we can. It can be like first game. We can share the jungle.
oh, true, and conquer them. Well, anyways, yeah, feel free to come on out. Big thanks to our sponsors. Big thanks to the events team, Violet, Nathan, Sally, for organizing this. Couldn't be here without you guys. Big thanks to my co-host DK. And with that, have a great night, everybody.
Yep. Thank you everyone for coming. And tune in obviously tomorrow as well. And also keep in mind for the Thursday through Saturday Val tournament as well. So we will be hoping to see you guys all there on the other days as well. And thank you for coming.